Hello, hope you are fine and having a very good day. Today we are going to learn statistics, a very basic and first lecture of statistics. Statistics is a branch of mathematics and it is very key and important branch because for nowadays it has like even though it has some important functions and role in our daily lives, but also some of the very latest fields. For example, data sciences, uh, it uses a lot and a lots of statistics. And as we know that data scientists are like very highly paid uh, scientists nowadays. So to start off, the first lecture would be a very basic, that would be about mean, mode, and median. The first thing that we're going to discuss is mean. Mean is basically the average. So if you have a data available, or if you have some numbers, so if you want to have an average, or if you want to calculate the mean, what you would do is add all of those numbers and divide it by the total number of numbers. For example, let me write the formula for it. Mean would be equal to sum of all numbers in a data set divided by total number of trees in the data set. So what does that mean? Means that, for example, this is a data set like 45, 30, and 25, 10, 65. So if you want to calculate the mean or the average of this data, what you would do is you would just sum all of these numbers, 45 plus 30 plus 25 plus 10, add 65 in it, and that would be equal to sum of numbers be equal to that would be equal to 175, and the total number of entries are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So total number of entries equal to 5. So we would apply this formula, like the mean formula, sum of all numbers divided by the total number of entries in that data set. So the mean would be equal to the sum of all numbers is 175, and total number of entries is 5. So mean would be 175 divided by 5, and that is equal to 35. So the mean for this data set would be equal to 35. So this is how we can calculate and find mean of any data. So for example, let's just solve a practical example for mean. Suppose that you have like 15 students in your class, 15, you can 12 students in your class, 12 students, and they have different weights, and one of those have a weight of 25 kgs, one have 30 kgs, other one has 22, and just randomly enter the numbers 29, 30, 33, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One of those is a little bit fat, so that would be 38. One is extra skinny, so that would be 22. And most would be in the average range. So 29, how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. One left. So these are the weights of the students in your class. For example, suppose that. So, and you want to find what is the average weight of a student in your class. So that would be equal to total number of the sum of total weight divided by the number of students, or as we have mentioned here, the total number of entries in the data set. So that would be the number of students. So the sum of these weights is equal to, so sum of weights is equal to 340. I hope this number is right. You can check the calculation by just adding all of them. And there are 12 number of students. So to find the mean weight or the average weight of the student, of any student in your class, would be equal to 340 divided by 12, and that is equal to 28.33 kgs. So this is the average weight of a student in your class. So that all the data would be like around 28 to 29 kgs. Most of it is near to this value. So by calculating or finding the mean, we can have an estimate of like what is the average of any data set. So the mean number, it provides a good image about data, that around what number all of the data would be lying. So the other thing that we are going to discuss is just let me clear all. So the other thing that we are going to discuss is median. Median is basically the central value of any data. That means it is the middle of the set of the numbers. So what does that mean? Let me write a data for the how many, like for example, there are 22 for example, there are, and what we want to do is find their mean height. For example, there are 8 persons participating in a race, and their height data is given, and that is 175 centimeters and 190 centimeters, 185 centimeters, 182 centimeters, and 178, 186 and 177 and 184. So these are the heights of the 8 people, the 8 persons participating in a race. And we have to find the median of this data set. Let's just, let's say there are only 7. We will talk about 8 in the next example. So the median would be the central or the middle value of the data set. So in this data set, as we can see, there's a total number of 7 entries in the data set. So the middle value is 182. So we can say that the median is 182, but it would be, by definition, it is correct, but for this data set, it would not be true, because to find the median, we have to either arrange the data in ascending or descending order. For example, in this data, the least number is 175. So we will write the 175 the first, or even we can start with a 190 and write it in decreasing order. So we will write 175, then the second number is 177, and third one is 178, and after that it is 182, then 185, then there is 186, and then there's 190. So this is how an arranged data looks like. So luckily 182 is at the same position. So 182, the answer 182 was even correct when we had an unarranged data, but it was not logically correct, because if 182 was here and 178 was here, the answer would have been wrong. So first of all, we have to arrange the data in ascending or descending order. So when we arrange the data in ascending order or descending order, the middle value, like if these are the 7 quantities or the 7 entries, so the middle value would be the 4th value, like there are 3 on the left and 3 on the right, so the middle one is 182. So the median value of this data would be 182. And if we add one more entry in this data, that is equal to 180. So now we have to rearrange the data, because we have to like adjust 180 somewhere in this arranged data. So what we can do is write when the 180 would be after 178, so we can write 180 over here, and it would be somewhere between 178 and 182. So previously we had 7 numbers or the 7 entries in the data set, and now we have 8. So finding the middle value in case of 7 entries was very simple, but as there are 8 entries now, so we have to take the average of the middle 2 values, because in the 8 values, these 2 will be the middle values, because if we leave the 3 from the left and 3 from the right, so we are left with 182 and 180. So to calculate the average of 180 and 182, what we can do is add 180 with 182 and divide it by 2. So that would be equal to 181. So this would be the median value for this data set. We can compare it with the mean value that would be equal to the sum of all these numbers, that is 1453, divided by the total number of entries, that is 8. So if you divide 1453 with 8, that would be equal to 181.6. So these quantities, the mean and the median, they represent how the data looks like. So if you know that, if you know about the mean value of any data, and you know about the median value, you can just realize that how that data would be arranged, and uh, how the whole data would be like. It would be around the mean and the median value. So the third quantity that we are going to discuss about statistics is mode. So mode is equal to most common data point data set. What does that mean? So if we change one of these numbers to, the whole thing is erased. So let's just change, we have erased the last 180, and let's add another number that is equal to 178. So in this data set now, we want to find the mode in this data set, this one. So we want to find the value of mode in this data set from here to here. So mode is the most common data point in the data set, and as we can see, there is only one quantity that is equal to 175, and only one quantity that is equal to 190. There is just one repetition, that is 178. So the mode for this data set would be equal to 178 because it is repeating twice. So the mode is equal to the most common data point in the data set, so that would be equal to 178. Let's have another example about another data set. For example, this is another data set that have like a random data about anything. In the numbers. In this data, there are some repetitions. For example, 1 is repeated twice, and there are some other repetitions like 4, 7. 7 is repeated twice, 4 is repeated twice, but number 3 is repeated 3 times. So the mode value for this data set would be equal to, mode for this data set would be equal to 3. So this is how we can find the mode value. So let's just clear the screen. Now we are able to solve mean, mode, and median equations regarding any data set. So I'll send you some examples for some questions for mean, mode, and median, and you can try to solve them. I'll have another example for you to find mean in another way. So in this question, you have weight of 5 different pieces of stones, and these weights are equal to 4.4 kilograms, 5.1 kilograms, 4.8 kilograms, again 4.8 kilograms, and finally 4.9 kgs. So these are the weight of 5 different stones. Let's just say there are 6 stones and you don't remember the weight of the 6th stone is not given, so we can write it as X. So there are 6 stones and weight of 5 stones is mentioned, and you want to find the weight of the 6th stone, and the other things, the other data that is available is that you know about the mean or the average weight of all the stones is 4.75 kgs. So by using this data, you have to find the weight of X or the 6th stone. So we will apply the same formula, that is mean is equal to sum of all data divided by number of entries, or the number of stones in this case. So this would be equal to, mean is equal to 4.75 kgs. That would be equal to the sum of data. The sum would be equal to 4.4 plus 5.1 plus 4.8 plus 4.8 plus 4.9 plus the value of the unknown weight, and the whole of it divided by 6, that is the number of stones. So to solve this equation now, what you have to do is the 6 is divided by this sum. So what we can do is multiply 4.75 with 6, and that would be equal to the sum of these numbers. That so the sum of these numbers is these 5 is equal to 24, and we don't know the value of X, so that would be like this. 4.75 multiplied by 6 is equal to 4.75 multiplied by 6, that would be equal to 28.5. So we can write 28.5 here, and we can subtract 24 from it, and that would be equal to X. So the weight of the 6th stone would be equal to 4.5 kgs. So this is another way that you can encounter any question related to mean, mode, and median. And if you want to find them, now you have the data for all 6 stones. So now you can arrange them in the ascending order. So this would be equal to 4.4, and then 4.5 kgs, this one that we have calculated, then 4.8, 4.8, then 4.9, and then 5.1. So now we have arranged the data in the ascending order. So the median value would be the middle value of this data set. That would be, there are two middle values, the 4.8 and 4.8. So the average value of these two values would be the same, that is equal to 4.8. So the median value is equal to 4.8. The mode value, the most frequent number, is also 4.8 because it is repeated twice. So the mean, now we have calculated the mean and the mode, and the median and the mode, and mean was already given. So this was another way in which you can encounter any mean, mode, or median question. So try to solve as many as questions for practice, so that you can improve your statistics skills, because in the later lecture we are going to solve some complex questions about statistics, and we will talk about the grouped data. So that's it for statistics for today. See you in the next lecture.